Welcome back to another installment of the Cecil Whig's Top 10 Local Sports Stories of the Decade. Today we are here with Linda Saubier, Miller, and Gail Dillaway, coaches of the Rising Sun Field Hockey Dynasty, 4 state championships, another 2 state final appearances this decade. Linda, I'd like to start out with you. If you could talk a little bit about the feeder program you started and the impact you all believe that had on the Rising Sun High School team.
It definitely did make an impact. When I started coaching, I was seeing that no one had any experience coming in. They had never picked up a stick, so you were starting from the very beginning. So I started the feeder program, it's probably been nearly 25 years ago now, and started with 2nd graders. So a lot of the girls coming through the program were with me from 2nd grade on up. And it's grown over the years, and then it backed off in the last few years. Due to my husband's illness, I couldn't do near as much as I had been doing, but it's been, it really has been great for me. I've met a lot of really neat people, parents and girls, and so I think I got as much out of it as the girls did, but it's certainly, I think, impacted on the high school program, because girls coming in now, it's rare that I think you get somebody that hasn't had some previous experience, so it's definitely raised the level of hockey in our area. So.
Anything to add to that?
Yeah, and I think that the competitiveness of the teams has contributed to the success of the high school program, because you can't win unless you do win. And I think the fact that Linda was taking teams and was successful with them in the indoor context and the festival context, she had some very competitive teams that it ended up feeding into that mentality of playing together to win.
Our middle schools do not really have any competitive teams, and therefore what Linda did brought the level up so high that the girls were very competitive.
Well, in 2000, the team lost to Washington College in the state final game. That was Washington's second of back-to-back, and I know they were 16-0-1 that season, Washington was. When the girls fell in that title game, lost in that title game, could either of you have imagined the success that they would come back and just 2 years later and just go on this incredible run?
I think yes. I think yes, and I think that going, getting that experience of going to that level gave them the confidence to, to go again. It's really, there are a lot of nerves play into it. So the young girls that have never been to that intense of a game, I think, have more trouble playing as well as they can play. So the experience of going and then going again the following year, the edge is off. They've been there, they've seen it, so they know the crowds and the noise and all the pressure on them. And I think they come out then the next time around a little bit more confident. So I think it builds on itself to have gone.
Well, in 2002, the shared 1A title, which was Cecil County's first ever for a field hockey program. What does that mean to you guys, looking back at that, to be the first ever for this county?
It was big.
It was wonderful.
Yeah, it was a very emotional time. It was great.
I was really happy for the girls.
Yes.
It was a long time coming, and I think that Cecil County did not get the recognition in the sport of field hockey until that time people started looking up and taking notice that, yes, these girls were legitimate for skills, they were good athletes, they could finish.
After that game, Susan Pusey made that infamous quote, it's like kissing your brother, about tying for a state title. You've both tied for state championships. How do each of you view that, tying for a title? I mean, it seemed like with the Pocomoke game in 2006, you guys were thrilled. They were, oh, wow, we tied. I mean, how do you guys look at it with the tie when that was in effect?
I was happy. I thought it was great. We got...
The girls had worked hard, and both teams had worked hard. And sometimes it's to me that was the better way to go. That there wasn't a loser, and everybody came out as a winner, even if she didn't feel like that was a winner to her. It was definitely felt like a winner to us.
We were quite happy.
Yeah.
Well, 2007, same scenario as earlier in the decade. The
Mhm.
team wins or ties for the 1A, moves up to the 2A, wins again. That team in 2007 also beat Falston, went on to win the 3A. What stood out most about the 2007 squad?
Well, I can remember starting that season and not knowing what we had, and we got to the Solenko game, and we had lost to Solenko the year before 4-1 because they were a good squad, and they came out and played us at home, and we held them and ended up beating them 1-0. When we beat them, I said to myself, we have a very special group of girls here. This group is better than they think they are. And we built every game after that, and the girls gained their confidence. And again, they did not want to go back and tie a game. They were determined by the end that they were going the whole way the second time.
Well, for all three of you, and I'll start with Linda. You look back at the program's success this decade again, the 4 state titles, the 2 additional trips to a state final. What does that mean to each of you to be a part of? You know, in Cecil County, we've only had 2 programs that have won 4 titles in a single decade. You'd have to go back to the 80s for Northeast Baseball for the other one. What does it mean, looking back now, to have been a part of something so special like this?
Well, hockey has just been such a big part of my life, and it's just been wonderful. The experience with the girls, with the families, I just can't say enough. And I get as much out of it as the girls do. I don't know. It's just been wonderful, and to see the success here at this level, but also to see the girls go on and be successful. Not even just with hockey, but I think from hockey they take a lot into life. They learn a lot from the hockey program, the teamwork and things that, for me to see it go down the line when they're 30 and they're successful at their job, using the same skills that they used in a team here to be successful, that's meant a lot to me as well as their success, in this program. I think it teaches them to push and to be part of a team and to make things work.
Okay.
I just feel very fortunate that Linda kind of pulled me into it when my girls were little. And it was really a blessing for my girls because it got them very focused. They're both competitive, they've both done well. And like she said, we've seen girls right down the line who have done this. It's so cute to see them start little. And then you can just see them blossom. You can just see the lights going on as they're enjoying this. And if you look at some of the coaches now, they are ones that Linda trained. And it becomes full circle. I see the parents at the indoor and the outdoor, and their daughters are now playing, and that's just super.
Yeah.
I think it's a tremendous legacy to Rising Sun. I think what Linda started, it has just grown into such a tremendous legacy. And you have these girls who never want to give up hockey. My assistant coach right now is a perfect example. Kristen, who she never played hockey before she came to high school. Is that correct? I think that's what she told me.
Oh, I can't remember if I had her before that or not.
Yeah, and I think that's what she told me. And she just loved it, and she loved Linda and the program, and she went on. She was afraid to play at college. I think she could have. But
she definitely could have.
She was a little tentative, but she didn't lose that hockey, and she came back to the county. And she wants nothing but hockey. I think that shows the legacy that the program has and the lives that it's affected, the pride for the school, the program. I mean, we have a tremendous legacy. I mean, win or lose in any given year, these girls that are a part of the hockey team feel like they're part of a legacy. And it doesn't matter if you have a winning season or you have a less winning season. They feel like they're part of that legacy, and they're very proud. I don't think there's too many other programs that can boast of that.